Yes. Can you start all over again? I didn't get you.
You have rejected me. Can you produce in this house which day I was absent without communicating with my people? Can you produce that?
No. I'm not saying you are absent without communicating.
Yes.
Sometimes you've communicated to them and not to me. Remember, it has to come to my office.
Yeah. So.
Yes. So, honorable member. The issue you raised is very, very true and very pertinent. No. Cholo Southeast. Please resume your seat.
Madam Speaker, you shouldn't be biased.
I'm not being biased, and that is why I agree with you. Very, very pertinent. And even me, I've complained so many times of members who are absent in the house. So many times. I have complained. I've said it doesn't matter who it is, as long as you're absent, it is a summon by the speaker. That's very, very true. I agree with you. But what I'm saying is, if you check the absenteeism, yes, on this side, there are more members not present. But if you check the chairs on this side, where people are also not present. So whichever side of the house, as long as you're not in the house.
Your response should have been even checking why you're absent.
No, honorable member. If you want, I can produce. If you want, I can produce. Yes, I'll produce. I can produce that. I'll do that. I can produce, honorable. I can produce the days that you're not in the chamber and I don't have leave of absence from you. I can produce that. I'll do that. No, I'll do that. There are times he's not in the chamber. I don't have any information about him not being in the house. Thank you. But all in all, the matter that you have raised is very true. That it's very sad that we have so many members who are not in the house. And yet people are expecting us to be in this house. What you've raised is very true. But there's so many, there are few members of parliament. There's some that are here no matter what, they're always in the house. Commissioner Patel is one honorable member who is always in the house. The government chief whip, the leader of the house, there's so many honorable commissioners there. There's so many members that are come, but we do have some who perpetually are not in the house. Very true. And it's not something that we can be happy about. It's not. Thank you. It's always in the house, and so many others. But we do have some who perpetually are not here. It is very, very sad that some members they are not doing the duty by not making themselves available in the house. Thank you.
General business, questions or notice to ministers for oral replies.
Honorable members, or Honorable Government Chief Whip, you are rising.
Good morning, Madam Speaker. I'm rising to just provide guidance that we start with questions to Minister of Local Government.
Yes, and on the same, there's so many times also this issue of absenteeism, even on the front row. Can you please help us? We should always have the ministers in the house to come and respond to questions. Please, we only have a week. Please make sure the responsible ministers are available to respond to the questions. Thank you.
I can assure you, Madam Speaker, that a question will not be skipped because the minister is not around. If the minister is not around for any particular reasons, we'll ensure that there is collective responsibility and some minister will take over the charge to respond to those questions. Thank you.
Honorable Government Chief Whip. And I hope, because we only have a week, so for a member like Lilongwe Mpeno Nkoma, he should still get a chance that his question should be responded to, please. So, but then why are you saying we should start with other questions and skipping? Oh, okay. So we'll go back and respond to it? Okay. If that's the case, that's okay. So we'll start with We said local government? Honorable members, we start with question number 94, Nchinji South, Minister of Local Government. Oh, sorry, Honorable Member for Nchinji South, 94. Good.
Madam Speaker, I'm standing to confirm that the question is indeed coming from the people in Nchinji South. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Nchinji South. Honorable Minister of Local Government.
Right Honorable Speaker, good morning, and good morning, honorable members. This is another day the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in this day. I would like, through you, to thank the people of Nchinji South. The people of Nchinji South would like to ask the Minister of Local Government, Unit and Culture to consider constructing a house for Senior Chief Mavwere of Nchinji District. Honorable Speaker, I wish to inform the honorable member that it is government policy to provide decent houses and offices to all our chiefs in the country. The ministry at the meantime is constructing chief houses in phases due to resource constraints. My ministry is currently constructing 77 houses across the country. Let me inform the honorable member that my ministry will include the construction of houses for all senior chiefs in Nchinji District in the next phase after completing this phase. This will include the house for Senior Chief Mavwere. Let me inform all members of parliament in this house that my ministry is liaising with the district commissioner in the districts where we are currently constructing chief's houses to fast track the construction of these houses in order to complete this phase to enable us to go to the next phase. I thank you, Right Honorable.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Member for Nyumba.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for recognizing the people of Nyumba South, specifically from Sabutiye Nkutumula. I would like to ask the Minister of Local Government to consider constructing a decent house for Sabutiye Nkutumula and his offices, since he is staying in a dilapidated house. Thank you.
Thank you, Nyumba South. Honorable Minister of Local Government.
Right Honorable, I would ask the honorable member from Nyumba to check if indeed we have Senior Chief Nkutumula. I am the Minister of Local Government. We don't have Senior Chief Nkutumula. Can you? Okay, Sabutiye. All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Apologies. Maybe it's a prophecy that Sabutiye Nkutumula will one day become the senior chief, which is very possible because you might recall that His Excellency the President promoted 4 TAs to senior chiefs in Ncheu. But to thank you for your question, which you would like to ask the ministry to consider constructing a house for Sabutiye Nkutumula of Nyumba. Currently, Right Honorable Speaker, the ministry is constructing houses for senior chiefs, later on traditional authorities. we have not embarked ourselves in constructing houses for sub-traditional authorities due to resource constraints. When we have resources, this should be taken care of. I thank you.
Minister, Blantyre City Central.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity for Blantyre City Central to ask a supplementary question to the Honorable Minister of Local Government. Honorable Minister, since we are on the issue of construction and talking about senior chiefs, I would like to find out, Honorable Minister, in Senior Chief Kapeni's area in Ndirande, there's a Nasolo Bridge which is about to collapse. I know you have an interest in that, but I've also been informed that I think it is no longer your ministry, Honorable Minister, under Blantyre City Council that is handling, but that it is being handled by Ministry of Transport and Works. So I just want to get confirmation from you, and also since the Minister of Works and the new Deputy Minister around, maybe we could get an explanation on the way forward for the construction of Nasolo Bridge in Ndirande, TA Kapeni's area, Blantyre City Center. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Blantyre City Central, Honorable Minister of Local Government.
Honorable Speaker, I think because this question is about bridges and I'm answering about chief houses. I wish all days should be like this. But let me thank my dear brother from Blantyre City Central and specifically from Senior Chief Kapeni. And he's asking about Nasolo Bridge in Ndirande, which is a very critical bridge. However, let me assure you that it is still my ministry responsible with funding from the Lord's Authority. Not necessarily that it has shifted to the Minister of Transport and Public Works. But as you may recall, you have been asking for this bridge for some time. You have been very passionate about this bridge, looking at the need for more resources. My ministry, through Blantyre City Assembly, did request Roads Authority to support with funds. I'm aware of the progress. We are almost done with the resources, getting resources, and very soon I will brief you on when we're going to start construction of Nasolo Bridge in Ndirande. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Thank you for answering, although it was not related to your response. Doangala? More likely, we've already done, when we have 6 people online, it doesn't take anymore. It's not working completely? Okay. Our technicians, can you come and check? Yes, Doangala, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving the people of Doangala an opportunity to ask a question from the Minister. Would the Minister consider also constructing a house for our Senior Chief, Chakaza, would the Minister consider constructing a house for Senior Chief Chakaza and also Sub-TA Njati? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member for Doangala. Honorable Minister of Homeland Security. Sorry, on local government.
Doangala did not ask about the police houses. I would like to thank the people of Doangala for their question. The question is specifically about Senior Chief Chakaza and Sub-TA Njati. I want to agree with the people of Doangara that Senior Chief Chakaza deserves a house and therefore is in the next phase of chief's houses. This phase, as I did respond earlier on, once we are done with this phase, the next phase, Senior Chief Chakaza, Chiwere, Msakambewa, Indoor, and others across deserve very good houses. And for that reason, we are going to construct a house for Senior Chief Chakaza. For Sabuti Njati, as I did respond to Zidbanje North, the policy right now has not yet reached to sub-traditional authorities. We are constructing houses for senior chiefs and the traditional authorities. Because this is my last response, I wanted to take this advantage to our brother who has left, I think Cholo South, that the members in the house were not absent. They just delayed because of the traffic jam. If you look at the house, you have a full house, Right Honorable Speaker. You have now a full house. And this is time for campaign. If we started the campaigning ourselves here, things will not work for us. But truth be told, we have almost a full house. So I just wanted to assure him. In fact, he came to ask his questions and he has left his question and he has left. And has left within 10 minutes. Maybe he's coming back. So we assure him through Cholo Central that the house is full. The front bench of DPP is full. The front bench of UTF is full. The front bench of MCP is full. The front bench of Afford is full. In fact, the whole house is full. For that reason, the house is okay. Let's proceed. Thank you. Thank you so much, Madam.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Local Government. Honorable Chief Whip, please guide.
Yes, Madam Speaker. Now we can go back to the question on mining from question number 70.
Chief Whip, we go back to question number 70, Lilongwe Mpeno Nkoma.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker, for according people of Longwempeni Nkoma an opportunity to affirm the question. Further, we believe and trust that the issues relating to this question will be resolved once and for all, given the cohesive skills of the minister. Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Lilongwe Mpeno Nkoma. Honorable Minister of Mining.
Good. Madam Speaker, through you, allow me first to thank the President of this country for appointing me as a Minister of Mining. It is not something that I can take for granted. Looking at how many people we are in this house, over 193, but he decided to choose me, to appoint me as a Minister of Mining. My people, from my village, where several prominent politicians have come from, like Clement Kadali, Manoa Chirwa, Mtalika Banda, Aleke Banda, Philemon Kamkwala, Sam Kandodo, Zikari Ngoma, Chintupira have come from, including myself and Noah Chimpeni. I'm so grateful, and I want to thank MCP government for actually accommodating me. I was supposed to be that side. But because I had no peace, I'm this side. You know, you only go where there's peace. And this peace is God. And here, I feel God is this side. And I'm assuring you, that's why we have so many pastors here, compared to so many, I wouldn't say, but anyway, I'm really sorry. Madam, through you, allow me to respond to the question number 7, raised by Honorable Member for the Rongempenu, Honorable C. Kajawa, who has asked my Ministry of Mining to designate a formal and official miner to facilitate gazetted mining in Kuza Ward, particularly to support the mining of gold for the benefit of Malawians. Madam Speaker, let me begin by clarifying the legal framework that the government that governs the gazetting of areas for mining in our country. Under Section 55 of the Mines and Minerals Act,
one of the challenges of raising that capital is financing mining. When it were financing Kairekera, we resulted in raising capital. We cannot raise capital for mining in this country. Financial raising of that kind of financing is done in either Australia or other countries. How are you going to regulate the balances of the monies which are sourced in Australia? And if you're putting these restrictions, Malawi will not be an attractive foreign direct investment. They will be reluctant to invest in mining, which requires a lot of finance securitization. Madam Speaker, having said that, another big culprit in the financial securitization is the Reserve Bank itself. The Reserve Bank, when it is raising money and securitizing tobacco farming for tobacco buying by tobacco companies, monies are securitized and guaranteed by the Reserve Bank, and there are registered in the securities of the Reserve Bank. It is never open how it is securitized, how much balances are left, where they are raising the dollars in America, but to transcend what they have raised and to pay to the farmers, it is never open, and that's why the prices of tobacco are low, and we cannot prosecute the Reserve Bank. The question now comes in, if the Reserve Bank is a competent authority, who is going to sue the Reserve Bank? If the Minister of Finance is a competent authority, who is going to sue Minister of Finance? Madam Speaker, some of the laws which we are advocating were copying and pasting, but the relevance and the practicability of handling them, we don't have those instruments. Let's go to the Malawi Stock Exchange. Most of the Malawi companies are bankrupt because, for example, Capital Alliance. There was a Capital Alliance here which raised a lot of money. Have you tracked the financial crimes? Have you learned something from the Capital Alliance? No. If you have not learned something from the Capital Alliance, is this bill relevant to address such kind of challenges? Madam Speaker, Malawi has suffered, but because of the non-legitimacy of a competent authority, we are pursuing whirlwind. We don't know what we are pursuing. Madam Speaker, this bill must go back and must address serious flaws in this bill. It is not a bill, it is just a storytelling bill. Madam Speaker, from the Alliance for Democracy, and indeed as a serious partner to the Democratic Progressive Party, we are not ready to support this bill. We want bills that are going to be relevant.
Honorable Member,
to raise this economy.
Consider winding up.
Thank you.
Exhausted your time.
Madam Speaker, to change and to stabilize the economy after September elections, Madam Speaker, we need serious laws which are going to speak to each other. One of the serious laws is securitization. Financing and bond securities of any market entices capital flight. And large investors, they look for large capital. And those large capital, Madam Speaker, they need laws which are speaking to each other. This financial bill is not speaking to the Securities Act. is not restricting to the Stock Exchange Act. Is
These
not
few
restricting
remarks,
to the banking. With these few
Zimba
remarks,
North.
madam, with these few remarks, I wish Professor Peter Mutharika well, and as we are taking over the government, and as the next minister, I'm taking over from this government. Madam Speaker, I'm ready to stabilize this economy and to make sure that the prices of goods and services are proper without this financial crimes bill. I submit, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Mzimba North. Honorable Minister of Justice.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just wish, Madam Speaker, to say that this bill, Financial Crimes Amendment Bill, will make it easy now to trace illicit transfers of funds. If you look at clause 3 of the bill, it is putting in place a mechanism by which there will be traceability of funds from the originator of the transfer to the beneficiary. Now, this will enable our financial institutions to trace any illicit transfer of funds and bring to book those that are behind it. But also, Madam Speaker, Malawi has been having a problem of not knowing what to do with the confiscated property, including funds, because there was no law that provided how such funds are to be applied once confiscated. So now in clause 8 of this bill, there are provisions that are saying how the confiscated fund is to be applied. And that is why, Madam Speaker, we have a fund already, but the funds are there, but we haven't been able to apply the funds because there was no law authorizing us how to use those funds. But once this bill is passed, then you will see that government will be able to use those funds for the benefit of the public. If you look at clause 8, particularly clause 8, subclause, I think it's H, that gives the minister very wide powers on application of the fund. One of the applications would be to support any other purpose determined by the minister to further the objects of the fund or to save the public interest. And these are the key words, or to save the public interest. In Kenya, for example, Madam Speaker, funds that have been recovered from corruption proceeds have been used to even build public interest infrastructure like hospitals out of funds confiscated from corruption proceeds. And therefore, Madam Speaker, this is a very progressive bill that should be supported. We have been saying sentences passed by the court, but not being implemented because there was no law allowing us as government to apply the funds that have been confiscated. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Very much, Honorable Minister of Justice. Government Chief Whip.
Madam Speaker, I'm rising to curtail debate in order to allow the Minister of Finance to wind up.
Thank you. Honorable members, I now put the question. The question is that debate on Bill number 7 of 2025, Financial Crimes Amendment, be curtailed in order to allow the Honorable Minister of Finance to wind up. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary view say no. The ayes have it and the motion is carried. Honorable Minister of Finance.
Madam Speaker, thank you very much for according me an opportunity to respond to issues raised by honorable members of the House, starting from the DPP spokesperson, who highlighted in his submission, number one, supporting the bill because it is timely and that the bill will address some deficiencies that are there when we are dealing with anti-money laundering and financial crimes. I'm happy that he has touched the issues on compensation, but also defining the usage of funds as the minister will be responsible to do that. I want to assure him through you, Madam Speaker, that the funds from confiscated account will be used to finance very important social services, and more importantly, also to strengthen the capacity of human capital and the institution that will be, working towards fighting financial crime. Madam Speaker, the UDF spokesperson spoke about the need to have non-selective rules that do not only favor a certain sector of society. I want to assure him and the House that the law and the bill that we are debating here, once it becomes law, it will not be selective. It will actually be focusing on those that have done or involved themselves in such malpractices like money laundering, but also financial crimes. Therefore, this law is not selective. Madam Speaker, allow me through you to provide some clarity for issues and insinuations raised by the Honourable Member for Mzimba North. The first thing, Madam Speaker, is that we all know that the Honourable Member is a professional quantity surveyor, but somebody who has got interest in economics. And I hope that he will have time to read Economics 101 in order for him, when he stands in this House, to competently, submit on issues of economy. But, Madam, it's not even it's a value. Madam Speaker, I have been collected, is a competent value. Madam Speaker, number one, Madam Speaker, number one, the issues about competence of an institution mandated to deal with these issues, which has been put in question by the Honourable Member. I want to indicate, Madam Speaker, through the House, that we have a very competent finance intelligence authority. It is called FIA, with all the instruments, including the one that we are amending today, in order for it to effectively implement issues and jurisdictions under their mandate, and one of which is to making sure that we address issues to do with anti-money laundering and financial crimes. And even the director there and her staff are very competent enough. In terms of whether the ambiguity as raised by the Honourable Member, whether this belongs to Minister of Justice or to Minister of Finance. Madam Speaker, I want to tell the Honourable House, but also the Honourable Member, that the Financial Intelligence Authority is one of the MDAs under Minister of Finance because of the nature of the business that the authority does preside over. Therefore, this one is our MDA. But because of interministerial collaboration and network and the need for collective responsibility, Madam Speaker, we work alongside Minister of Justice because some of the issues that the authority does preside over will require some litigation and judicial intervention. Therefore, you will say that even the Minister of Justice ably contributed towards highlighting the importance of the bill. Having said this, Madam Speaker, let me, in conclusion, assure the House that this government is going nowhere and that come September 2025, we will continue leading and ruling this government, and that the dream by my dear Mulam there to say he might be sitting here, I want to tell him that it should be some 50 years to come, but not now, because we are more than ready to retain this government. And under the leadership of Dr. Azas McCarthy Jagwera, I want to assure you, Madam Speaker, that Boma Njiromwe. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I beg to move that second reading be done now, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable members, I now put the question. The question is that Bill number 7 of 2025, financial crimes. Sorry, we're now in committee. Yeah, be read for a second time. I was wondering why I was thinking, yes. Be read for a second time. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary view say no. The ayes have it and the motion is carried. We are now in committee stage.
Committee stage, Bill number 7 of 2025, Financial Crimes Amendment.
And I invite volunteer chair to come and chair. Chair of Trade, you have the floor.
Honorable members, welcome to the committee stage of Bill number 7 of 2025, Financial Crimes Amendment. Honorable members, so far the chair has not received any notice of proposed amendments on this bill. If no one wishes to speak, I now put the question. The question is that clauses 1 to 8 stand part of the bill. Those of the opinion say aye. Aye. Those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it. The motion is carried.
So you say,
Honorable members, this marks the end of the committee stage.
Thank
Report
you, Chair
stage,
Trade.
Bill number 7 of 2025, Financial Crimes Amendment.
Honorable Minister of Finance, report progress, please.
Madam Speaker, I would like to report that Bill number 7 of 2025, the Financial Crimes Amendment Bill, has passed through committee stage without an amendment. Madam Speaker, I therefore beg to move that the bill be laid a third time.
Honorable Minister, honorable members, I now put the question. The question is that Bill number 7 of 2025 be read a third time and be taken today. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary view say no. The ayes have it and the motion is carried.
Third reading, Bill number 7 of 2025, Financial Crimes Amendment.
Honorable Minister of Finance.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move that Bill number 7 of 2025 Financial Crimes Amendment Bill be laid a third time and passed.
Honorable Minister, honorable members, I now put the question. The question is that Bill number 7 of 2025 be read a third time and passed. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary view say no. The ayes have it and the bill has passed. Honorable member for Mzimba North, why are you rising?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just wanted to put the record straight because the Minister of Finance has consistently referred to me as a quantity surveyor. I'm not a quantity surveyor. And equally, I wanted to tell him that I was at Chancellor College. I did physics and mathematics. From there, I went to University of Reading to do economics and law. Then I went to Maastricht School of Management to do my master's in business administration. I am a scholar and I'm a fellow of Chartered Institute of Surveyors. So I'm not just a normal person. I am beyond a quantity surveyor. I submit, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. I think the Honorable Minister corrected when, in his own speech, he did correct in terms of what qualification you possess, Honorable. Thank you. Honorable Government Chief Whip, guide us, please.
Yes, Madam Speaker, as I made an undertaking earlier on that we should be able to handle the questions and standing order, is it 69 or 14? So
standing order 14.
14, but the order paper is indicating 69. So I thought that we could handle that now. The issue, I think, about Nyumba North.
So it was from Rumpi North.
There is also a question from Nyumba North. We can
on standing order 14?
69.
69?
Yes.
Okay, so you want to tackle both?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's start with 69 and then we do 14.
We start 69 and 14?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Honorable member for Mzimba North.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Indeed, the question understanding order 69, I raised it, I think 2 weeks ago, but the Minister of Local Government showed me something, and I'm yet to receive the communication. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
For the Honorable Minister of Local Government to give you a response before you can ask the question?
No, he showed me something, the response. So
there's no need for you to ask?
No need, because he already showed me what he has.
Okay, thank you. So you are withdrawing the question?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Honorable member, the next one was Honorable member for Rumpi North. He's been pushing for his question, he's not in the chamber. Sorry? Okay, Honorable member for Rumpi North is not in the chamber. Guidance leader, please.
The good people of Doha East would like to thank you, Madam Speaker of the National Assembly, Madam Catherine Gotan-Hara. And I'm joined by all members in this House to thank you in the manner you have chaired proceedings today. Thank you so much. I therefore beg to move that the House do adjourn early. I thought we have given you a chance for 69 and 14. You are saying there are no people to ask questions. I don't want to be accused. I beg to move that we adjourn early. I beg to move.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Well, I have a motion on the floor, and I can't. A commitment today? What? Yeah. Thank you, Honorable Member for Zomba Malosa. I was just going back, I remember now yesterday, I was going back to the clerks. They said they still can't find your question. Yesterday again, to the clerks who were on the floor. Because I also did not see it, so, well, no. There was a commitment, honorable members. Yes, the question was to do with, was under section, standing order 14. Mr. Kabich, can you check later on, because yesterday she raised the same, and we'll definitely have to consider that on Tuesday, Honorable. Thank you. Honorable members, I now put the question. The question is that we waive all relevant standing orders in order for us to adjourn early. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary view say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Honorable members, before I adjourn the House, we have some visitors in the visitors gallery, and these are students from Kasonjola Primary School. They are learners from Kasia in Lilongwe Northwest constituency. Students coming from Kasonjola Primary School in Kasia, please stand up so we can welcome you. You are most welcome. These are they are students sponsored by the honorable member for the constituency, Honorable Dr. Boti. Most welcome to Parliament of Malawi. Thank you. Thank you. You can resume your seat, teachers and students from Kasonjola Primary School. Honorable members, thank you very much for today. I'm wishing you a happy weekend. And I know Honorable Member for Doangala and the leader of UDF, hopefully I shall find you where I found you yesterday. Honorable members, it is 20 minutes past 12. I now adjourn the House to Monday, 2 p.m. House adjourned. Honorable members, I did not get any communication. Nobody gave me anything. Mafumu mwachoka ku Mchinji East, takulandirani ku Nyumba Yamalamulo, takulandirani.